back and forth, more from Teofimo's side. You approached your father. You told him something. What is it that you told him? Because I know he was trying to like get some antics towards you, and it didn't get to you.
No, I just told him about himself. He know what I said, but he got to stop being a clown, you know? Like, everybody not with the clown antics and things like that just because he want to sell a fight. It's cool to sell a fight, but I'm not fighting.
Give yourself time to reflect and appreciate how well you've done so far in your career?
No, not at all. I hate myself for it, but it's part of it. It's just part of the life.
Or appreciate it as well?
I don't appreciate it, that's why.
Oh, yeah.
I don't. I think that I get butchered, and I think God punishes me a lot for it. So I'm just a punching bag to that. So one day I'll get, maybe one day, but not yet.
We appreciate you though, brother.
Not yet.
These guys appreciate you too.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I just never got my fair share. I never did. Not once, man.
That's the way you look at it.
Not once, but hey, that's just my journey. I guess I just never took on Baphomet, so.
Terence Crawford may not have raised his voice, but when he called out Teofimo Lopez's previous remarks, it hit hard like a gavel in court. Crawford wasn't playing with emotions, he was setting the bar, making it clear that his stance was about respect and principles, not petty drama.
Gotta put respect to it. To all my brothers and sisters, I love you guys. Always salute to the power that it be above. I thank you guys. I never wanted anything to harm you guys at all. So for that, my condolences to all you guys and to the slavery and everything that's ever happened mentally.
I look at it like this. It's a prime example. When life comes at you, it'll come at you in many ways. And you gotta treat it like a champ. That's it. You gotta treat it like a champ. Tell yourself, it's okay. I learned from it, and I treat it like a champ every time. So if you're going through hard times in your life, whether it's from any sports or academics or anything like that, it's okay. You're still a champ.
Crawford made it crystal clear. Trash talk is part of the game, but once it crosses into racial slurs and stereotypes, it's no longer about hyping a fight, it's about revealing your true character.
Lopez apologized for slavery because of all of the disrespect and the racist comments he was given. Bud Crawford calling him a monkey, the N-word with the hard ER, etc., etc., etc. Who knew all Tio needed was an ass whooping? Well, Shakur gave him exactly.
That moment hits hard because Bud isn't just another online commentator, he's a pound for pound champion who's walked the grind and knows firsthand how words come back to haunt you when it's time to step into the ring.
Faded all of it, so you know exactly what you're doing. You tried to play that game, making them racist remarks, and I said I'm not feeling it. I don't like when Ryan Garcia did it. I'm not understanding that type of stuff at all. I stand firm on that. When Terence Crawford seen this after this last match, we got dominated. Shakur Stevenson put down the strip for complete demonstration. He didn't get but one round. Terence Crawford went up. You know, they had the little situation where they was about to get into it and stuff and said, hey, they mad. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. F them. F T.O., F his daddy, F his sister, and anyone else that has a problem.
Teofimo's track record of targeting black fighters, questioning their network deals, and mocking their achievements didn't vanish. It built up, layer by layer. You could sense the weight of it when he finally spoke out after his loss, mentioning punishment and self-reflection, as if the past was closing in on him.
First of all, you don't joke about people trauma. Second of all, it ain't even funny. So you know why he was doing it. He was purposefully being racist. So you get what you deserve. Tio was complaining about ESPN signing black fighters. From Devin Haney to Shakur to Shushu to Keyshawn. Ironically, they all won, and Tio is the only one that lost. They all won in impressive fashions, becoming champions, etc. Teofimo Lopez is the only one that lost in an embarrassing fashion.
Whether you buy into karma or not, boxing has a way of turning disrespect into reality. Then came the ring, where Shakur Stevenson silenced all the chatter. From the first bell, Shakur didn't just outbox Teo, he outsmarted him, turning every feint into a trap and every reckless rush into a costly mistake.
But nah, it was a hell of a night. Teo, he came and tried to do his best, but his best wasn't enough.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I thought Teo, he came, he brought it, but you were just that much better. I was so impressed by the range control, the balance, the discipline in there. How did you feel in there?
I knew since the Second round, it was over. I went back to my corner. I told him, I said, I'm stronger than he is. And when I seen that, it just gave me more confidence, and it was my night.
Yeah, I mean, I thought you filled out really well, 140. You looked really strong in there, big. Is this your best weight class?
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna be at 140. I have no clue. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board and sit down and scan myself. I'm gonna watch the fight, see how I like it, and we'll see.
Teofimo looked lost, frustrated, like he was constantly a step behind a fighter who had already cracked the code. This wasn't a battle of strength or grit. It was a masterclass in timing, IQ, and preparation. Shakur made a former champion look average, doing it all without any flashy theatrics. And that's the purest form of dominance.
Saw how hard you trained in there. It showed in the ring, the discipline, the shape you were in. You had great cardio. Looked like you could have gone, 18 rounds.
I could have. That was easy. I actually was picking it up as it go, but T.O., he fought to not get stopped, so respect to him.
Wait, so respect for fighting to not get stopped?
I mean, he could have got stopped in there. It was almost over at a couple of times.
Isn't that more respect, maybe, if you...
I mean, he's a tough fighter.
Yeah.
He got power, too. Speed, too.
So that cut you opened up, that was what, precision?
That was me just being the best. Hey, Mike.
So, when the pieces fall into place, Crawford calling out the disrespect, Teofimo questioning his own journey, and Shakur delivering a flawless performance, it doesn't seem like chance. It's boxing doing what it always does. Talk all you want, but the ring will always reveal the truth.
Just what was it like in there? How come you didn't really feel like you could get into the rhythm as such? I mean, just your perspective on it.
Yeah, I think I was just honestly too focused on one particular objective, one particular thing, than really enjoying what I could see opening. I was catching him a lot with the body shots a lot. So I think that was one of my effective arsenals that was getting him every time. But I think just more combinations, especially finish with left hooks and stuff. I did poorly on not listening to my team. That's on me.
After witnessing Shakur turn the fight into a real-time lesson in timing, control, and precision, Teofimo Lopez Sr. steps up, sounding like someone trying to explain a storm after it's already blown through. What's telling is how he starts by insisting everything was fine, only to immediately contradict himself. He keeps circling back to sparring, to what they worked on, to what should have happened. That's the first crack, because when Senior says, "He didn't do what I told him," what he's really admitting is that the plan never stood a chance once it met Shakur's intelligence in the ring.
The sparring sessions were like what motivated me to this fight. That I was 100% sure we was gonna win. For some reason, the game plan, my son didn't do what I told him he was supposed to.
You can feel the frustration in his words when he talks about rhythm, about stopping Shakur from doing what he does best. That's the nightmare matchup in a nutshell. Senior suggests that media hype, social chatter, and talk of future fights got into Teo's head. And while that's not far-fetched, it also reveals something deeper. This wasn't just a physical loss, it was a mental one. When he says Teo's power seemed absent, it's not about fatigued muscles, it's about hesitation. A mind second-guessing itself.
How you gonna fight, a fight when everybody wants you to lose? You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know what happened. It just looked like all his powers were not there. Like everything was like that we planned, everything that he did in sparring, everything that we planned to do was not.
When he insists Teo wasn't beaten up and went the full 12 rounds, you can hear a dad protecting his son's pride, not a coach analyzing the fight. What stands out the most is when he admits that Teo's mentally vulnerable. Shakur didn't need to hurt him early. He just needed to confuse him. Senior keeps pointing to the outside pressure, claiming everyone wanted his son to lose. But in boxing, pressure doesn't come from the crowd. It comes from the guy across the ring who takes away all your options. The moment he highlights in round 8, where Shakur was supposedly hurt, feels like a stretch. Because as soon as that happened, Shakur reset and took command once more.
Greats have lost and they have come back and they have done great. So, we're here and we're gonna stay. He's still 28 years old. He's still not in his prime, and we're coming back stronger than ever. You know, next time I think he's ready to go to 140.
Then comes the pivot to 147, the classic post-loss escape plan. A bigger weight, a fresh start, new challenges. But here's the truth. Moving up doesn't fix processing speed, discipline, or adaptability. Teo Sr. sounds loyal, emotional, protective, and genuine, but he's stuck in a cycle of justifications that miss the simplest truth. Shakur didn't win because Teo failed. Shakur won because he was better, faster mentally, always 2 steps ahead before Teo even began to think.
Shakur, like I think in the 8th round, and he was hurt for about 2 rounds, and he let him come back. You know, the whole plan was not to exchange with him. The whole plan was not to box with him. But I guess, you know, it worked to Shakur's benefit, and congratulations to him and to his team. And we got to move to better things, you know what I'm saying? It's not the end of the world. Regroup and come back. He's the greatest. He's one of the greatest fighters right now in the business, and let's see what happens, you know, in the future.
Right after Teofimo, Lopez Sr. wraps up his explanation, treating the loss like a system failure instead of a complete takeover. Tim Bradley steps in and basically says, "Nah, you're missing the real threat." Bradley's not debating whether Shakur won, he's pointing out how little Shakur had to show. That's the wild part. When Bradley says this wasn't even the full package yet, it's not hype, it's a warning. He's seeing Shakur the way veterans used to view young bud. You're still loading. And what I love is how Bradley ties it to confidence, not raw power. He's saying Shakur already sees everything, counters everything, and handles everything, but hasn't yet fully flipped that switch where he decides, "I'm done playing now." That's the kind of chilling potential that sends a real shiver down your spine.
Still growing as a fighter. He's still growing as a man. He's not even at his peak yet. Let me say that again. He's not at his peak yet. The minute Shakur gets confident enough, because you heard it after when he was just like, I could have stopped him, but he started fighting back. The minute he gets confident enough, man, I'm telling y'all, he gonna stop a lot of fighters.
Bradley even highlights how Shakur admitted he could have stopped Teo, but chose to maintain control instead. That right there tells you this fight wasn't just survived, it was managed. Every time Teo tried to think, Bradley points out he got countered. Every time he tried to load up, he froze. At one point, Bradley flat out says Teo went amateur, not because he forgot how to fight, but because his mind was overwhelmed. That's elite level stuff. And then Bradley draws the comparison that truly hits home, the Terence Crawford comparison. Not the power, not the violence, but that moment when Bud gets tired of solving you and decides to end it early. Bradley believes that's where Shakur's headed. Not yet, but soon. And that's where he differs from Teo Sr.'s breakdown. Sr. is still talking about plans and rhythm. Bradley is talking about inevitability. One is stuck explaining the past, the other is predicting the future. And if Bradley's right, the Shakur we just saw wasn't peak form, it was just a preview. That's the kind of news no one in the division wants to hear.
Shakur turned Teofimo Lopez into an amateur fighter. Didn't even leave first gear. This is not the best Shakur Stevenson. I'm telling you guys. I said this after the Cepeda fight. When Shakur put it all together, I'ma tell y'all when he puts it all together. When he put it all together, I promise you, it's gonna be crazy. Y'all gonna be like, oh my God. Yeah. Shakur Stevenson, Terence Crawford. I didn't have to be in the ring with
Brian McIntyre steps in and shifts the entire perspective. Because Bomac isn't making excuses, he's talking about levels. When Bomac calls Shakur's performance a masterpiece, it doesn't come off as post-fight hyped. It's a coach acknowledging pure skill. And I love how he immediately points it to the next generation, essentially saying, if you're a young fighter trying to learn the right way, hit rewind and take notes. When he says he knew Shakur would dominate the moment the fight was announced, it's not a dig at Teo, it's a nod to how styles truly work at the highest level. Then he dives into corner talk, and when Bomac says whatever Teo tried just wasn't going to work, it's brutal honesty. Not that they messed up, but that there was simply no path forward. And when he doubles down on Shakur having a brilliant boxing mind, It perfectly ties into what Bradley mentioned earlier. This wasn't about speed or power, it was about thinking faster.
Masterpiece, man. He looked so smooth, calm, and relaxed, man. That was beautiful. That was the one boxing lesson that you future guys, young guys and amateurs just turning pro, watch that, man. That was beautiful.
When you were watching it, did you feel right away Shakur's gonna run away with this?
Well, I kind of figured that when they said they was gonna fight each other, so I knew Shakur was gonna dominate him, but they must hype the fight.
Bomac even jokes that the best way to beat Shakur might be to stay away from him, and honestly, that might be the most spot-on scouting report anyone's given. What really takes this segment up a notch, though, is how seamlessly Bomac shifts to talking about Terence Crawford. When he says but has nothing left to prove, it feels earned, not sentimental. 3 undisputed titles, dominance across multiple divisions, and walking away before time can take its toll. That's not just beating opponents, that's beating boxing itself. And when Bomac compares working with Crawford to a classroom, it hits home because you can feel that connection. The same gym that molded Bud's mind is clearly shaping Shakur's future. So while Teo Sr. is still caught up in regrouping and jumping weight classes, Bomac is already looking at legacies. Shakur at 135, 140, maybe higher, but riding into the sunset, different chapters, same system. And if you're paying attention, the message is clear. This wasn't a fluke. This was education.
Just the way he dominates this fighter. There's never been a fight that Terence had that's been suspect or they wanted to run it back or something like that. They didn't. There's not one fighter. Most of the fighters that he fought, he ended their career, or they never was the same fighter after he fought them. Just look at it. Look at it, man. The last 3 guys, man, look what he did to them. The last 4 or 5 guys. Jesus Christ.
When you put it all together, the picture becomes undeniable. Terence Crawford set the bar, checking both the culture and the standards. Shakur Stevenson responded in the only way that truly matters, through performance, and now everyone is reeling from the aftershock. Teofimo didn't just lose a fight. He collided with a moment where talk, identity, preparation, and reality all merge. His father is still looking for answers, while Tim Bradley warns that this version of Shakur isn't even the final form. Bomac is quietly laying out what high-level boxing looks like when talent and discipline meet. That's the common thread here. This wasn't chaos, controversy, or coincidence. This was separation. Shakur didn't need to be loud, violent, or dramatic to dominate. He just needed the time and space to operate. And once he had it, the entire division felt smaller. What's even scarier is that everyone involved is echoing the same thing in different ways. This isn't peak Shakur yet. That's not hype, that's a forecast. Teofimo's next move, whether it's 147 or beyond, won't undo what just happened. Boxing remembers its lessons, no matter how much fighters tried to outrun them.
Was watching my eyes and hear the same thing that I said about Crawford. The way Crawford said about Shakur and how confident he is in Shakur because he's been in the ring with Shakur and he knows what Shakur can do.
Now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's really debate this one. Was it all about skill, mindset, karma, or did everything collide at once? And hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Hype. Catch you in the next one.